Air Jordan brand was named after basketball legend Michael Jordan, who wore the first pair, the Air Jordan 1, during his rookie season with the Chicago Bulls in 1985.
What if one rookie's sneaker deal rewrote the rules of sports, fashion, and business forever? Michael Jordan didn't just play basketball, he built a $3 billion sneaker empire that still dominates culture today. This is the untold story of how Air Jordan became more than shoes, it became a movement. The NBA rookie who changed sneaker culture. When Michael Jordan entered the NBA in 1984, no one expected him to revolutionize sneaker culture. At that time, most players wore standard team-branded shoes with little individuality. Jordan's dynamic style and explosive talent on the court made him stand out, and soon his footwear became just as iconic as his game. Fans began noticing not only how he played, but also what he wore. This marked a turning point where sneakers became more than athletic gear. They became a form of self-expression. Young athletes started copying his style, and fans wanted to own a piece of his greatness through his shoes. The influence Jordan created blurred the line between sportswear and lifestyle fashion, laying the groundwork for an entire industry. By bringing personal flair to basketball footwear, the rookie didn't just make an impact on the game, he transformed how generations view sneakers as cultural statements and fashion essentials. Nike's bold gamble on an unproven player. In the early 1980s, Nike was struggling to compete with giants like Adidas and Converse in basketball. Instead of chasing established stars, Nike made a daring move, signing Michael Jordan, an unproven rookie, to a 5-year deal worth $2.5 million plus royalties. At that time, this was unprecedented. Many questioned the decision, but Nike believed Jordan's charisma, talent, and marketability could build a new identity for the brand. The gamble was not just financial, it was a complete shift in marketing strategy. Rather than treating sneakers as mere performance tools, Nike positioned them as symbols of personality and status. By tying Jordan's rising stardom to their products, they crafted a story that fans could buy into. This bold bet not only revived Nike's fortunes, but also reshaped how companies view athlete endorsements. Today, it's clear that Nike's decision wasn't just a contract, it was the birth of one of the most profitable partnerships in sports history, the birth of the Air Jordan 1. Released in 1985, the Air Jordan 1 was more than just a basketball shoe, it was a cultural phenomenon. Designed by Peter Moore, the sneaker broke away from traditional white basketball shoes by featuring bold black and red colors, aligning perfectly with the Chicago Bulls' identity. Its design was rebellious, flashy, and perfectly matched Jordan's confident style of play. Fans immediately connected with its uniqueness, while sneaker enthusiasts appreciated its groundbreaking design elements. For the first time, a shoe carried the personality of a player rather than just a team logo. The Air Jordan 1 also became a status symbol, appealing to youth far beyond basketball courts. It sparked long lines at stores and drove sneaker culture into mainstream attention. What made the Air Jordan 1 legendary wasn't just performance, it was the attitude and individuality it represented. This debut sneaker set the tone for every future release and became the foundation of Jordan's billion-dollar sneaker empire. Banned sneakers and the controversial marketing move. One of the most brilliant moments in sports marketing came when the NBA banned the Air Jordan 1. League rules required players to wear predominantly white shoes that matched their team's uniforms, but Jordan's black and red sneakers broke the rules. Each time he wore them, the NBA fined him $5,000 per game. Instead of backing down, Nike embraced the controversy. They ran ads highlighting that the shoes were so bold, the league didn't want you to wear them. This rebellious image resonated deeply with young fans who saw the sneakers as a symbol of defiance and individuality. The ban only increased demand, turning the Air Jordans into a cultural statement rather than just athletic equipment. By turning punishment into publicity, Nike created a legendary marketing strategy that propelled the sneakers to iconic status, how Air Jordans redefined sports endorsements. Before Michael Jordan, athlete endorsements were limited. Players got free gear or small contracts, but rarely did they receive long-term deals tied to product sales. The Air Jordan brand changed that forever. Nike structured Jordan's contract to include royalties from every sneaker sold, giving him a stake in the success of the product. This model made Jordan more than just a spokesperson, he became a business partner. The arrangement redefined the relationship between athletes and corporations, proving that a player's personal brand could drive billions in revenue. Other athletes quickly followed suit, demanding similar deals. The success of Air Jordans also expanded the role of sneakers beyond performance gear, cementing them as fashion and cultural symbols. This new endorsement model opened doors for stars in basketball, football, and beyond, shaping the modern sports marketing industry. Air Jordans didn't just sell shoes, they created a new blueprint for how athletes leverage their influence and image to build lasting empires. The expansion beyond basketball into global fashion. What began as a performance shoe for the basketball court soon evolved into a worldwide fashion statement. By the late 1980s and early 1990s, Air Jordans were no longer limited to athletes. They became must-have items for students, professionals, and even celebrities. Their sleek designs, bold colorways, and association with exclusivity positioned them as luxury items within street culture. The shoes transitioned from sports gear into everyday wear, blending seamlessly with jeans, casual outfits, and high-end wardrobes. Fashion designers and influencers embraced them, further fueling demand. Over time, collaborations with brands and artists pushed Air Jordans into runways and global streetwear culture, proving that sneakers could carry prestige on par with designer clothing. This expansion was crucial in redefining sneakers as fashion assets rather than athletic accessories. Jordan's shoes successfully bridged the gap between sport and style, allowing them to dominate not just the court, but also the world's closets. This crossover sets the stage for global sneaker culture as we know it today. Cultural influence, music, hip-hop, and streetwear. Air Jordans didn't just dominate basketball, they became deeply embedded in music and hip-hop culture. By the 1990s, rappers and artists proudly showcased their Jordans in music videos, album covers, and concerts. Hip-hop, with its emphasis on authenticity and street credibility, aligned perfectly with the rebellious, stylish aura of the sneakers. Groups like Run DMC, followed by countless rappers, elevated sneakers into cultural icons. Wearing Jordans became a symbol of status, confidence, and belonging within youth culture. Streetwear brands also began pairing their designs with Air Jordans, strengthening the link between sneakers and urban identity. The influence spread globally, with artists in Europe and Asia adopting Jordans as essential parts of their look. This crossover transformed Air Jordans into more than footwear. They became cultural markers tied to music, lifestyle, and self-expression. The business empire, Nike partnership, and royalties. The relationship between Michael Jordan and Nike is one of the most successful partnerships in sports history. Unlike typical contracts, Jordan secured a groundbreaking deal that included royalties on every pair of Air Jordans sold. This unique structure transformed him into a true stakeholder rather than just a paid endorser. With Nike's global reach and marketing power, the Air Jordan line expanded annually, with new releases becoming highly anticipated events. The partnership proved so successful that Jordan Brand eventually became a subsidiary of Nike, generating billions in revenue each year. This business model gave Jordan consistent income far beyond his playing career, establishing a financial empire rooted in sneaker sales. More importantly, it sets a precedent for athletes worldwide to demand better deals tied to product performance. The combination of Nike's innovation and Jordan's cultural influence created a business empire that transcended sports, cementing his name not only as a legendary athlete, but also as a savvy entrepreneur. The rise of sneaker collecting and resale market. Air Jordans sparked an entirely new phenomenon, sneaker collecting. What began with fans buying shoes to wear soon evolved into a passionate culture of preserving, trading, and reselling rare editions. Limited releases, retro designs, and exclusive collaborations created massive demand, often leading to long lines outside stores and online sellouts within minutes. The scarcity of certain pairs drove up resale prices, creating a thriving secondary market worth billions. Platforms dedicated to sneaker trading, such as StockX and GOAT, were built largely on the foundation Jordans created. Collectors view certain Air Jordans as art pieces, symbols of culture and history, not just footwear. Some rare pairs have sold for tens of thousands of dollars at auctions. This ecosystem transforms sneakers into valuable assets, much like fine watches or designer handbags. The rise of sneaker collecting wouldn't exist in its current form without the influence of Jordans, proving their role as both fashion icons and financial commodities. And that's how Michael Jordan's sneakers turned into a multi-billion-dollar empire that changed culture forever. If you enjoyed this story, hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss more untold stories from the world of sports, business, and legends. Thanks for watching.